What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
And we do apologize. We've been gone for like a week and a half.
Right.
Wrestling week happened. And work.
And, yeah, amongst other things. Yes.
Right. But we're here. And we're excited. We're going to pick up where we actually left off, because this was going to be our next one.
Right.
Well,
we're just going to combine it and to pick off.
Right.
Yeah. This has been prepped for like a week now. So, yeah.
So, with that being said, let's check it out. This is Ekoh and
Lo Spirit.
Lo Spirit with Hello Darkness. Hello Loneliness.
Right.
Let's get it.
Goodbye happiness, yeah. Hello loneliness. I feel you coming back to take a hold again. My oldest friend, I wish you didn't come around so often. Steal my happiness and leave me alone again. I wish somebody told me life was unkind before my worst moments opened my eyes. I try to hold on, hold my head high, but every day cuts me like a new knife. I can't be happy living life on my knees, paying every doctor not to fix my disease. I hate to talk about what's bothering me, 'cause no comfort ever comforts me. So goodbye happiness. Woo! Leaving this room.
All right. Well, there's a number of things to talk about.
Why are you
there.
in my nose hair? Sorry.
There was a comma there for anybody who was wondering. First of all, I love to hear it when Ekoh sings.
Right.
But Lo Spirit just absolutely stole the show for the singing portion. I'm sorry, Ekoh. We love you. We love you. But that voice is incredible.
That was... I also am a realist that is also probably way more jaded than some realists. I've learned to just be comfortable in my uncomfortableness, in terms of I know life sucks.
Right.
It's a fact of life.
Okay, I know I've said this a couple times before, but like the only time that I've ever been lonely is with someone.
Yep.
Otherwise, solitude, I'm good with. I prefer my solitude. Like I don't get bored and I don't get lonely when I'm not in the presence of someone else and expected to have some sort of relationship that's not going on. So, right. In the couple of years for me, right? Before you end it with a partner or something of that nature. Or when I lived at home with my parents in my teenage years and they did not understand me.
Right.
I also, I get the treatment from doctors. It's been a really long time since I've spoken to doctors about my mental issues, health kind of deal. And by that I mean probably 10 years, which for me is 30-ish. But I'm constantly with the fibro talking to GPs, pain specialists, rheumatologists, all that kind of stuff, and vetoing a fair amount in terms of not allowing them to treat me with opioids and so on and so forth. So I can understand both sides of that as well. But I do love me some metal music, and Low Spirit not only has a beautiful, like, pop voice, but a nice growl there too. Like, could do some really mean rock metal type music.
Right.
So I quite enjoyed that. But I relate. I do feel a lot of this. Yeah.
I will definitely say I feel like I have gotten really lucky in life in terms of the last couple of years. Because my loneliness is gone.
Right. Right.
I haven't felt lonely since you've been here. So.
Aw. Me either.
All right. Enough mushy stuff. Let's go.
Happiness leaving this room, I can feel it. It's getting hard just to be breathing again. Loneliness showing up here to remind me of all of the things I know we could have been. Taking a hold, I wish I wasn't broken with all this abandonment weighing me down. When things are going good, I just wait for you to ruin it all and then come around. So that darkness hold me tight, won't you let me go? I'm sick of always feeling broken hearted and alone. I said I'd be okay, just wait to fall in love. You'll see that everything you're thinking will be different. But the first girl I ever loved in my life, I never told, and then she overdosed and she died. They said that talking about it helps to comfort the mind, but nothing ever comforts mine. So goodbye happiness, hello loneliness. I feel you coming back to take a hold again. My oldest friends, I wish it didn't come around so often to steal my everything and leave me alone again. I feel you coming back to take a hold of me, to make me say goodbye, goodbye. I wish somebody told me life was unkind before the world brought it so bad. I try to hold on my head, but every day sing out goodbye happiness and hello loneliness. I feel you coming back to take a hold again. My oldest friend, I wish it didn't come around so often.
Ugh. Well, I have chills. His Low Spirit's vibrato is awesome at the end
I
there.
feel like we're like.
Because it's I'm centered. No, that would be the cats, not this one.
I cannot pretend to even know what it's like to legit lose somebody that way, in terms of somebody overdosing
that you love and
that
have a lot of
that I love.
left unsaid. Right.
The closest thing I've got, and still not even touches that, is the decision that I had to make to basically, the first woman I ever fell in love with friend-zoned me.
Right.
And she had told me, she was like, the reason why I don't want to date you is because I don't want to lose the friendship that we had. So I said bye.
Right.
Because I didn't want to just be friends. And that hurt.
It was a bit more complicated than that, but yeah.
Right. But no, I couldn't imagine being in love with somebody and then not really feeling like you tell them.
Right.
And then they die.
Yeah, I don't have anything to compare it to. I mean, a lot of heartbreak for sure. A lot of heartbreak. And but I get the rest of this, and the whole, both of them said it in different ways, like no words of comfort ever bring them comfort. It's kind of like saying, well, just be happy. Doesn't help, you're too young to be in pain. Doesn't help. Thank you.
There are, for anybody that may be young that watches this reaction, there are going to be things that happen in life that people, no matter how hard they try, will never be able to actually comfort you for. No matter how much other people may have in terms of similar experiences, nothing drives me more insane than somebody being like, I know how that feels. Because I feel like everybody handles their pain differently. So no.
I get the sentiment. I know what you're saying. Like, I get the sentiment, but nobody feels the same thing the same way.
Right.
And each situation is colored by our past experiences and everything. So every experience on this earth is unique, which is honestly why we're all so special. In terms of the dopamine rush, like talking about loneliness coming back around, and you know, I guess like until recently we were both smokers. That definitely was my source of comfort. I still vape. He quit. But
I'm ridding myself of all of my comforts, damn it.
Right. But I really I've been to a lot of different shrinks. One really good one. That's sad to say, but one really good one who actually did help. I've taken almost enough to have, a BS in psychology, and I turned most of it back on myself. But I want to say that my go-to is more of just a void. I just kind of disassociate, and it's not any healthier, that's for sure. But I don't necessarily get super depressive anymore, which I did do in my preteen teenage years. Actually, maybe as old as early 20s to an extent. But at this point, hasn't happened in a while, but I tend to just sort of, I don't know, go numb. So, I don't know.
One of the things I always found weird about, I mean, we already have, even before we got together, when we found out the insane amount of things we've had in common or similarities with things. One of the amazing things that I've always found fascinating is how close I feel like both of us came to, like, studying psychology. I mean, I think you started to.
Yeah, like I almost graduated with BS.
And if I was going to go into college,
that was what you were.
That was going to be what I was going to go in for. I think one of the things that kind of pushed me away from that is I spent so much of my life feeling like, how the hell can I help somebody if I can't even help myself?
Right. I wasn't interested in doing that kind of psychology. I was interested in profiling.
Right.
Forensic sciences.
Criminal profiling, not just profiling random people, guys.
Right. Well, I mean, I already do that, which is why I was going for the bachelor.
You're dumb. You're not.
Is why I was going for the Bachelor of Science to move up versus a BA. But, I mean, either way, like, it's a tough place to be. And I do agree with the whole, like, I wish somebody was able to convey how much life can truly suck before you've experienced it, but you can't. Just like you can't truly convey love. You can't truly convey.
I feel like a whole, and I'm hoping this comes out in words correctly. One of the things I have absolutely loved the most in terms of any explanation when dealing with life, to this day, still comes from that song Hyren. And it's the very end where he's describing the dance and going with the flow. There's
Right.
going to be good. There's going to be bad.
Right.
And the more you curse how bad the bad things are, the worse it's going to be.
Right.
And it is really, really hard to get into a mental space. And I also feel like some people may never fully get there, but it does. So much of it comes with age.
Maturity, not age. I mean, it's kind of a touch, like there's a fine line, because obviously age gives you the experiences and the time to build up those experiences, but maturity is what tells you flexibility is the way that you've got to conquer the highs and the lows in order to not be trying to stem the flow, which is, standing against the flood, the water, the tsunami is just going to cause it to be worse. Whereas letting it go, not like Elsa, but, moving with your emotions and the bad times and stuff is honestly the best way to go. And I don't,
There's a saying that I believe in to an extent, that life is what you make it. And I don't mean that in the superficial, if you work really hard, you'll get to this. No.
There are some of us that know that that's bullshit.
When I think of the saying, life is what you make it, you're in control of your reactions to things in life.
Your attitude.
Counts. Your rebounds from things.
Right.
Things are going to hurt and things are going to be harder to rebound from than others, even as we are now.
Right.
And I actually literally mean we. She's 40, I'm almost 40. Like, there are things that are just going to be easier to rebound from than others.
Right.
But it's how we come out on the...
Like, life experiences are a little bit easier for us, whereas falling on the floor, not so easy much. At all. Yeah.
But yeah, life's all about how you come out on the other side of those hard times. And that is fully up to you. Obviously, there are mental issues
I was gonna
with your upbringings that can actually make things more or less difficult depending on what's going on. But
also, if you have a severe lack of dopamine and serotonin and so on and so forth, not your fault, and definitely makes things a hell of a lot harder. Anxiety, I've got several of these things, we get it over here, but it's going to matter how you treat yourself in the long run. A whole bunch of guilt or shame or anger at yourself over not being able to be happy or fulfilled or any of those emotions, or be able to generate serotonin like normal people, is going to make it worse. And that's where you've got to kind of just learn the flexibility. The distraction technique is, I like to use on myself. Find something that works.
And this has been Half-Assed Therapy with HellaDepraved.
Oh, shit. Sorry. We loved it.
No, it's an amazing song. And honestly, the last thing that I wanted to say, and I actually meant to say this like 10 minutes ago, I go through at least once a week, if not every other week, a day or two period, where I heavily contemplate stopping the recorded reactions. I love doing the live reaction thing.
Right.
But then I run into things like this that I feel like even if I push this song on just one person that hasn't heard it,
that's good.
Maybe
enough.
if they like our channel enough to check out, randomly something pops up and they hear this and it's something that can help them in the long run, it is still worth me doing this at least a few times a week.
Right.
This was an amazing song, Ekoh.
And Lo Spirit. I absolutely loved it, and I hope we hear more from Lo Spirit.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I concurred with everything he said.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. If you liked all the things, do all the things. If not, don't. We don't care. We hope that we made your day a little bit better.
Tiny bit.
So, we love you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.